Morning guys, warm welcome back to Alan's Allotment. It's the 24th of July, Saturday 2021. Right, so we're up in the allotment as usual, all the birds fed, watered, chickens done, and give the plants in the polytunnel a really good dousing down. Picked out a load of onions out of there that are ready. Some are actually full size onions and the rest are just picked for spring onions. Down on the other side there are still some onions that's just spread out and made single, but some of them have fallen over now. We'll maybe pull those later in the week. Through the week we did come up to the allotment, keeping an eye on the water on the plants. However, it was absolutely ridiculously hot. It was so hot I couldn't work. I did one night push myself and I managed to get the netting down two sides of the walking cage, and that was it. It was just way too hot. It isn't that it was a difficult job, it's just that the weather was so hot I just couldn't get my breath and it was impossible. So that's all we got done, and it's just got hotter progressively through the week. Today is just a tiny bit cooler, so I'm going to have this cup of coffee and then I'm going to go and see if we can get cracking and get some more done on the walking cage. Yeah, on my last video I think I put a note across the bottom saying about a company that I had ordered some trees from. I've heard living nightmares about them and people not receiving them at all, or when they do get them they're just a twig, nothing like what they were described on the website. Now if this does turn out to be that, I will be naming them on this channel. Because I don't want anybody else falling foul of this. More often, also a lot of people have struggled to get the money back and some didn't get it back at all. If that does happen, I'll chalk it up to experience, and I can't believe I didn't vet them out. I normally always vet a website out before I purchase anything, and this one occasion the website just looked so good, or it was in stock and that, and I fell for it. First time ever, but there we go, we learned some. Anyways, I went back to two companies I used in the past, Dobie's and New Garden, and I did order some more trees. And one set of the trees are actually only 30 miles away. They could land today or tomorrow, because the courier that's bringing them does work Saturdays and Sundays and right up till 9 PM. So they could potentially land over the weekend, or worst case scenario, Monday or Tuesday. And then the second batch have been picked up and they're at their main headquarters down south. So basically what I've got coming from any time from today till Monday is a 3 variety tree, apple tree, Braeburn, Golden Delicious, and I forget the name of the other one. All 3 varieties grafted on one tree. And then I've got a cherry bush arriving, and I think the other one is an apricot. Yeah, that's from that company. And then the other one I've got 2 lines. No, is it 2 lines? I forgot what I wrote it, guys. A Eureka lemon, 2 tangerine, a Eureka lemon, and a lime. So 7 more trees. And I've also still haven't received the Peregrine peach off a different company again. First time I've ever used them, but I've no reason to believe that that's not going to arrive. And it did say allow 7 working days, so it's only been 5 working days, so it could land Monday, Tuesday, that one. So we'll see what happens when they turn up. Go and have this cup of coffee and then I'm going to see if I can get a bit done. I've got Curtis, my grandson, coming up today as well, so help me out with some little bits and pieces. See you later, guys. As usual, guys, it's been way too hot. This is my sweet corn, and we've got loads and loads of tassels out on these now in just a week. This is going to be a very short video. We didn't get the cage finished at all. Curtis did land up and he's been a good hand, and I got him to do all sorts of other little odds and sods for me, so we managed to get that done. Yeah, we're just basically looking at these. Last we had a great picking off them. We've had loads of harvest last night for both ourselves and my daughter. These little strawberry cuttings, as we've given them a bit of a watering. These are the ones we took off the runners, give them a watering, plonked them in. They have taken, I think, one or two are not looking quite as good as the others, but we cut the flowers off most of them, so they're not putting too much effort into trying to get established. Where they are okay, I've just left him. We need to get these in this weekend, guys. As you can see, these are the lettuces and Swiss chard, rocket. I think the rocket's actually going to seed. I might have to re-sow that now. Kale and kohlrabi, I think it is, and some perpetual spinach. No, it's the rocket that's going to seed. Yeah. Not a lot of action on our first 6 trees that we planted a while ago. One of the pair, dwarf pear, 2 dwarf pears are putting out buds, and I think the back cherry might be as well, but the rest aren't showing any signs of life. So we didn't get this finished. However, you can see midweek I came up, I've done this midweek. We haven't got the buttons on the outside, we've simply got it stapled on. Still need to get the roof on tomorrow, hopefully, and the back, and then we'll get the gate done and whatever. So we've got that side done as well, guys. But where I've got the holes here, I've got some 3-foot stuff as well, which I'm going to put another lap overlap, so that the next lot of holes will be down here, so they'll be covered with this, and that one will get covered by the other one, and then we'll put the lats on. So I'll double it on the bottom, but it'll act more shade as well. The peas, a little bit yellow on the bottom. I think I've overwatered them, so I've backed off on the water now. We'll leave them to come on now, let them get on with it. We did get the board in the back side as well, and get that sealed at the end of the path, and we'll double it there as well, the green netting, just because of the trees at the back there, and I need to cut some foliage back on there before winter and shape those 2 trees. So today we got everything out of the tree house, and we've got them outside now, and they're actually loving it. These should all be fine now until really late on. You can see we've got flower on our lemon tree. They're all nice and moist in there. We've put some fertilizer, citrus feed in there, and that's basically drained in. That'll last them around 15 days. We even put one in with the actual nectarine, or peach rather, just to see if it would improve. This one hasn't got one in, and nor has that one there. This is our orange, we believe, orange, and we do still have the one little orange on the back there. So I just want that to mature to some form of size, so we can see whether it is an orange or a lemon. But looking at the shape of it, I'm going to say it is an orange. But for whatever reason, my app thinks that's a lemon. But if you look at the similarities between the leaves on these, you will see they do look very much alike. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I have discovered some little tiny black spotting on the leaves. Now it doesn't go all the way through, he says, and then he turns it over, and it has now. I'm not entirely sure what that is, whether it was insects or not. So hopefully, if it is, we'll get the hoverflies on here now, and sort that out with a bit of luck. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll give them a spray with some neem oil, which I've had for 12 months and never used. So we'll spray that up when the sun's not quite so strong on them. And likewise with these haven't got any holes in or anything. They're still brown on the tips from when they were underwatered, but they're recovering drastically now, guys. They're really recovering. We pulled out all the carrots and we've planted the grapevine in there. Yes, it's looking a bit sad for itself, it's only just been planted. Basically we grow the grapevine out here and let it get hardened up. That's good free draining, so potentially and hopefully that won't get waterlogged and kill it. Again, the mouse and birds are having a field day in the strawberries. So what we've done is we tidied out all the plants out of here and cleared this down. We've just got a bit of shelving across the back now, which is potentially what they are going to stay like. Tidied up and levelled up and one thing and another. But we've cut a window in the back and then we trimmed all the nettles down that was up here somewhere, right down there. We're going to have to get that some cardboard down there or even weed membrane and then get it all mulched off with bark chips to stop that happening again, guys. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I've basically cut these, but I've left it attached at the top, and rather than make wooden frames, what I'm going to do is just put I don't know, a bit of 2x2 or a slate and lat or something screwed onto the side, screwed onto the bottom, side and top. And I've ordered some loop and hook Velcro, and what we'll do is we'll staple onto the wood and we'll stick it to this whilst we've got really good dry weather, and get that clagged on there. And if we need to, we'll come round with a stapler and staple that as well if it starts to peel off, but it shouldn't do if we don't want it to bone dry, guys, and it should stick to this plastic really good. So we cut a hole in the back of here, one window. I still don't think it's sufficient. I may either consider opening that one as well, or both of these. And then spinning round, we've opened this one here, and this one here. Now it is significantly cooler in here than it was, and we're now getting the drafts coming from the south, from the east, sorry, west. And that's the east over there. And we've got the door open. Sorry about the quick spins, guys. And that window's permanently open as well. But what we're going to do, these will be rolled up on the outside. Like this. And they'll have a lat attached. They're just temporarily tacked up there. And they will be rolled down from the outside. Which means once we've got these done, we can then put our green barrier netting, or even what they call the other one, the fine, really fine mesh, the memory's gone. Alzheimer's disease, I think, guys. It'll come to me after I've stopped recording. Anyways, so we'll either put the green stuff on, which possibly will be the green stuff because it offers some form of shading. I might even order a roll of black. I don't know yet, but black might just darken it too much. So it'll probably be the green netting, and that'll be permanently fixed in place so that we can have those rolled up in summer and just left up, and only if the weather threatens to be bad we can roll them down again, guys, to seal it off. And then of course in winter we can seal it off for when we're potting seeds up, etc. Still undecided about what I'm going to do with these trees. It depends on how this works out and whether it's cool. It is a lot cooler and they're getting the crosswinds now, so it's still hot in here, but that's just because of what the weather's like at the moment. But you have to factor all of this in, because it could be like this again next year, or it could be even hotter than this next year. And if I'm going to plant, I'm still thinking seriously about planting the peaches directly into the ground. I might still keep the lemons in pots. Having said that, I don't know yet. I'm in two minds, because as long as I've got something to give me a hand, I had Curtis today, and once the weather picks up and improves, we can put everything outside like that. The only thing we would need to watch for is if we got sudden gales come. They're up against the fence, so they're semi-protected there, and they'll be sort of between the two fences, so a bit of wind protection there and a bit of wind protection there, guys. But so they could potentially be outside all year round, even though they're citrus trees and subtropical trees. There's no reason why they can't be outside. And then at the time of year the peach leaf curl can occur, which is sort of, I think it's November. We want to have these back in there before November, but even September time, when it's cooled down slightly, we can bring them back in there then, everything back in. And then we can leave them in there until the weather really ramps up again, and then we can just bring them out and run them down here again, guys. They don't have to be there, but that just happens to be an ideal place for them. They could be across there and you have partial shade, although the lemons and the oranges prefer full sun, a minimum of 6 hours, and the more you can give them the better. But yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't even, depending on what crops we grow in here, we run down the front of here. So I can quickly whip them round and put them in there, back into the greenhouse. I haven't decided yet, guys. Some of these trees will be planted directly outside and possibly go in these 2 beds here. But I'm thinking of reclaiming this bed, because one, it's quite deep, quite wide and ready prepped, and we can pull this lot out. We've already been working through the leeks and there's only 4 Brussels sprouts in there. I'm not really bothered. Still got 2 there, worst case scenario. I might just rip this lot out and put all my trees that can be planted outside year round out in this bed, and have this as trees. So I've got this centre path with trees on either side, so the trees run down the centre. Not only that, for cross pollination for the trees that need it, pears and apples. Yeah, that's probably the best place. However, I don't sort of want them branching over onto my path either, so what we might do, and it's still work in progress while I think it out, guys. These strawberries are about ready to come out now anyway. We could harvest these onions as spring onions and clear that bed, take this frame down, and we could put them in this bed instead, down each side of the bed. So again, options, I really don't know. Haven't made my mind up, but anyways, it's just a quick roundup, guys, because we didn't get as much done as we wanted. It's way too hot, but I'm happy with what we've got done so far. Right, guys, just a little bit of a boring video really, just to give you a bit of an update of what I'm doing, what my intentions are, what my plans are, and what little bit of progress we did get done today. The heat is absolutely knocking me out, it really is. So anything getting done is a bonus. Got Curtis coming back again tomorrow. We're going to try and do a bit on that brassica cage, our walking cage basically. We're going to try and get some of that done, if not all of it, and get a door on, etc. Weather dependent again. It's too hot. I keep having to dodge into the shade just to catch my breath. It's that hot. I'm really struggling to breathe. Right, enough nonsense. Just another quick update. I've literally just had a phone call 3 minutes ago off Mrs. C, who tells me the living room looks like a forest. Apparently there's 6 or 7 trees just arrived, so I'm absolutely delighted. Now then, it's debatable whether these are the ones I've only ordered on Friday, which was Thursday, which was only 2 days ago, or whether it's the first batch I ordered over a week ago. I won't know until, of course, I go down. But I have a funny feeling it's the latter ones, the ones we only ordered on Thursday. We'll give you an update tomorrow with what turned up, and a look at them and see what they look like. For now, guys, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Don't forget to like, dislike, or leave a comment if you feel like leaving a comment. For now, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.